Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about Alice Guo's sister Shiela Guo faces Senate and recaps how her and her sister escaped. Davao court orders the Philippines National Police to stop the raid into Corbeloy's compound. 4 Filipinos stopped at the airport from illegally working abroad, and a Thai resort owner doesn't like that you have extra guests in your room, plus much more. Let's jump into our main story, but first, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're making our way to 5,000 subscribers. Here's our main story. Shiela Guo admitted that she is from China, but refused to confirm if her birth certificate is fake. During a Senate investigation, Shiela was questioned about her connection to dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo, revealing that Alice is her sister, though Shiela has claimed that her father is not her real dad. Shiela avoided answering further questions about her real father, citing legal issues. Senator Risa Hontiveros highlighted that Shiela holds both Chinese and Philippines passport, which is illegal in the Philippines, and accused Shiela of lying on her Philippines passport application. Despite pressure, Shiela repeatedly stated that she did not know who helped her obtain her Philippines identity. Records show that Guo's family was in the Philippines in 2001, and Shiela confirmed they came from China that year. Shiela mentioned that her father, Jiangzong Guo, asked her to help with his business, and that she got her passport from him, though it was held by Alice. Shiela also claimed her real mother is in China, not the Amelia listed on her birth certificate. The National Bureau of Investigation found that Shiela had the same fingerprints as a Chinese national named Zhang Mir. During the Senate hearing, Shiela shared details about their escape, but struggled with some memories. Alright, so it's getting more interesting and exciting. She's gone ahead and admitted that she is Chinese, not knowing how she obtained her passport, and giving some details about her escape, which were a little bit vague. This story is all over the Philippines news media, of course. If you've been following this, you know that this is very significant. Hopefully we can go ahead and capture Alice Guo as well. Let's go ahead and read some details about her escaping with Alice. Shiela confirmed that she, Alice, and their brother Wesley Guo left the country via a small white boat. They then transferred to a larger fishing ship and a smaller blue or green boat to reach Malaysia. From there, they traveled to Singapore and Indonesia, where Shiela and her associate were apprehended, but Alice was not with them at the time. Another thing is that now there's been reports that Alice Guo may have a body double. So she got a doppelganger wandering somewhere in the Philippines, in some random cities that she's been located. It seems to me she's only giving enough information to not find Alice, her sister. I wonder if there's some kind of deal made along the way saying that her and her associate would be apprehended, but Alice will be let go. Who knows? And obviously, as I said yesterday, she's looking to be heading to the Golden Triangle, most likely Cambodia, or places where the Philippines authorities don't have much of a reach, or kind of like bargaining chip, right? So let's see what happens with the story. It's quite interesting because of the connection with China. I wonder how layered this actually is, how much we don't really know, and how much they're gonna actually tell us once all the truth comes out in the future. A Davao City court has ordered the Philippines National Police to immediately cease and desist from conducting operation within the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City. On August 25th, security forces were deployed inside and outside the religious compound to serve an arrest warrant to Pastor Apollo Corbeloy. Who knew that a city court can go ahead and do this to the National Police? I wonder who has the higher jurisdiction and whether the PNP is going to stop or not. In some related news, 7 police officers were injured after tensions escalated in the ongoing police operations to capture Corbeloy at the religious group's compound in Davao City on Sunday. The PNP spokesperson said that 6 of these personnel were transported to the hospital for medical treatment, while 1 was treated at the area. The spokesperson also said they have a video showing several members of the KOJC hurting their fellow members to make it appear that the police mauled them. One thing to remember, there's always this kind of thing going on whenever there's any kind of protest. Whether peaceful or not, there's always going to be somebody infiltrating that mob or that, protest to make it seem like they started something when they actually didn't. It seemed like, according to the police here, some of their own members hurt each other to make it seem like the police did it. There's always going to be some kind of tactical ways of trying to get what you want. Next up, 3 Chinese nationals were arrested in Pasay City for robbing and physically abusing another Chinese man on the night of August 26th. The suspect, who temporarily resides in Manila, took 310,000 pesos from the victim through online transaction using Alipay, WeChat Pay, and crypto. The incident occurred at a residential building, and the victim sought help from security, leading to the suspect's arrest. The police recovered knives and cell phones from the suspect, who are now facing charges of robbery and physical injury. Another thing to remember, a lot of times, especially within certain groups of expats, some of the crimes are happening within each other, right? So they don't actually go ahead and bother the locals or other tourists, but their own nationalities. A lot of times this comes from like debt that's not being paid, gambling, addiction to different substances, and just like any kind of underground activity. And once in a while they get caught for doing some of these things. Next up, in Clark City, Pampanga, immigration officers at the airport stopped 4 men who were trying to illegally work in Qatar beauty and spa industry. The men claimed they were friends going on vacation to Singapore, but later admitted they had been recruited for jobs as hairdressers and massage therapists in Qatar. They were instructed to pose as tourists to avoid detection. The recruiter asked for 10,000 pesos to process the documents. The Bureau of Immigration warned against trying to evade checks by pretending to be tourists. The case has been handed over for further investigation. So moving forward, I'm going to call these people what they are. They're all criminals. So the Filipinos trying to go abroad using not the appropriate channels, and the people trying to recruit them, they're all criminals. I don't buy this whole victims and being rescued and all that. No, they purposely knew they were going there for a job under the tourist visa when they should be working with a work permit, right? If the Philippines government, Philippines people want expats and tourists like us to come in the country under the correct visas, then we have to have the same kind of standards for Filipinos trying to go abroad and work. Don't get me wrong, I understand. Everybody wants a better life, more opportunities to try to get better paying jobs, but you gotta go through the right channels, because these kind of incidents makes things worse for everybody else, right? So whenever you commit a crime like that, especially international crimes, then it makes everybody that travels regularly go through a bunch of hurdles just to try to like visit a city or a country. Looking at a different part of Asia, a recent series of attacks in Balochistan, Pakistan led to the loss of at least 73 lives. These attacks were carried out by a group of militants who want Balochistan to become independent from Pakistan. The militants target police stations, highways, and railways, causing widespread disruption. In response, Pakistan's security forces have begun operations to stop further violence. The group behind these attacks believes that the government is unfairly using the province's resources, and they oppose foreign involvement in the area. The government has promised to bring those responsible to justice. A lot of craziness going on all around the world, in Asia, in the Middle East, obviously, in Africa. There's a whole bunch of like civil wars and wars that don't get enough coverage. You know, Macklemore just canceled an actual concert in Saudi Arabia, because of Saudi support to African Muslims. Anyways, there's a lot of craziness going on. And I thought by now, as an adult, when I was a kid, I thought when I was a grown-up person that we know wars or something like that, but I guess I was living in a fairy tale. Let's head on over to Thailand, where a resort owner in Chonburi, Thailand, physically assaulted a customer over a disagreement about a room occupancy and refund request. The incident was captured on video and posted on social media, sparking a lot of discussion and reactions. The resort owner refused to allow an additional friend of the customer to stay in the room, and when the customer requested a refund and expressed that the intentions to leave, the situation escalated. The resort owner became physically aggressive. A lot of people criticizing the resort owner's behavior and suggesting a more diplomatic approach, while others argue that the customers were trying to take advantage of the situation. The incident highlights the importance of clear communication and reasonable policies in the hospitality industry. Man, that owner has been waiting for a fight. It looks like he's been preparing for a long time, going back to his younger days. Who knows what he was doing? One thing I don't like about these kind of videos, we only see from the recording perspective. We don't know what happened leading up to that point, right? Obviously, you shouldn't resort to violence if you have the chance to, and try to talk things out. Going on to our segment called Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. The top one being from Strength Simplicity. Special forces don't usually wear patches in foreign operations when they want to be unknown. You can buy patches online. Army SOF does not do this type of mission. It's more in line with intelligence agencies who don't wear patches. The patches are worn improperly, indicating a person's copying what they think is cool. Yeah, could be. I agree. Yesterday I covered a story about maybe some American forces being involved in the Davao, because, in my opinion, because there's a warrant against Corbeloy in the U.S. as well, and there's a lot of U.S. military presence in the Philippines. Anyways, it wouldn't be so far of a reach to assume somebody came to help. But this also makes a lot of sense to me. Somebody bought an American flag, popped it on their chest, thinking they're cool. A shout out to Lily Beth, who says, "Thank you, Alex." Thank you, Lily Beth. Lastly, Love Your Life 1970 says, when the U.S. gets involved in things like that, it's either be a CIA or Black Ops teams that are financed by private organizations. There would never be patches worn on could identify the person, their nationality, or even their affiliation. The military does not get involved in civilian law enforcement operations of foreign countries unless the person's a military target. Yes, the U.S. does often get agencies involved in foreign governments when it is the benefit of the U.S., but this does not meet the level of importance that the U.S. could gain anything from. I promise. Makes total sense to me. If you guys enjoyed this video, take a second out of your day, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.